Hey everyone, this is Liz of Consumed by Books, and this is what I got in my mailbox this week. The first item is actually not book related, and it's not in the room with me right now. But we got a dog. We adopted her from our local Humane Society. Her name is Macy. She's a yellow lab. She's about 5 years old. A little big. She weighs about 85 pounds. So I will post a picture of her down below. And let's talk about the books I got this week. From the library, I checked out Need by Carrie Jones, which has a totally gorgeous cover. I've been hearing a lot of people talk about how awesome these books are, and Nicole of Word for Teens posted a very praising review of this book on her blog. And I was at the library and I saw that it had just been checked in. And so I saw it and I was like, oh my gosh, this is fate! Which it probably actually isn't, but I wanted to get it, so I did. And then I bought a couple books this week. I got Nightlight, which is by the Harvard Lampoon, and this is a parody of Twilight, and I'm going to read the back cover to you because I think it's hilarious. About 3 things I was absolutely certain. First, Ed Wart was most likely my soulmate. Maybe. Second, there was a vampire part of him, which I assumed was wildly out of his control, that wanted me dead. And third, I unconditionally, irrevocably, impenetrably, heterogeneously, gynecologically and disreputably wished he had kissed me. So this looks really funny. I like the Twilight books, but I have my issues with them, as you'll see when I post my reviews of Eclipse and Breaking Dawn, so I'm excited to read this. Then I also got The Red Umbrella by Christina Diaz-Gonzalez, which looks like a fantastic read. I got The Maze Runner, which is by James Dashner. This is coming out in paperback next week, and I wanted a hardcover because I kind of prefer hardcovers, but it looks really good and it's got a really pretty back to it, so I'm excited to read that. And then everything else I got this week, which actually either gifted to me or book fairied, so thank you so much to everyone who gave me a book or either book fairied it to me. I seriously owe all of you. I got lots of swag. I got the Red Umbrella bookmark, Catherine Clark, some for the Iron King and for Freefall, Losing Faith, and these are actually all signed by the author. The Rise of Renegade X, which is by Chelsea Campbell. Shadow Hills, also signed. Prophecy of Days. And then I got a couple of postcards. So I've got these. Forget Her Nots. Little Meg Cabot pamphlet, and I like to send out swag in packages when I book fairy things or send out prizes for giveaways. So some of you might be getting some of that swag. Isn't that happy? Yay! And also, I should note that several of the books in this pile are actually ARCs, and I tend to prefer finished copies to ARCs. So this means that I will probably be sharing a lot of these at some point with other bloggers and or you guys. I got Behind the Scenes at the Museum, which is by Kate Atkinson, and this is, I think, more of an adult book, but it looks like a really great read, so thank you, Kate. I got a copy of Firelight, which is by Sophie Jordan. This actually comes out a little bit later this month, and it looks like it has a really great premise, and I can't wait to read it. Greek Double Date, which is by Marsha Warner. This is based off a TV show, which I've never seen, but it's a pretty slim volume and looks like a quick read, so I'll definitely give it a chance. Lady Macbeth's Daughter, which is by Lisa Klein. Hooray for Shakespeare and spin-offs. Rush, which is by Jonathan Friesen. Not sure if I pronounced that right. The Vinyl Princess, which is by Yvonne Prinz. Troy High, which is by Shayna Norris. And I have to say that the girl on this cover reminds me a little bit of the Cheerios from Glee. It's kind of with the cheerleading outfit. Beautiful Americans, which is by Lucy Salag. And I happen to know that Jessica of Chicklet Teens is actually quoted in the finished copy of this book. So I will definitely have to go and take a look at one of those finished copies sometime, because that seems really exciting to me. Or rather, it is really exciting, you know. Hooray for quoting bloggers. The Miles Between, which is by Mary E. Pearson. Books are trying to fall over. My Boyfriend's Dogs, which is by Dandy Daly McCall. And look, it's got 3 cute little doggies on the back. Oh. Yes, can you tell that I like dogs? Ashes by Catherine Lasky, which looks like a really interesting read. The House of Tomorrow by Peter Bognanni. The Season of Risks by Susan Hubbard. Okay, I don't know why I felt the need to say it in that voice, but it looks good. Accomplice, which is by Erin Corrigan. I'm very sorry if I butchered the pronunciation there, but this is a very creepy cover, so I'm excited to check this one out. 3/4 Dead, which is by Richard Peck, and this might be the same Richard Peck who wrote A Long Way from Chicago and A Year Down Yonder, and if so, this looks really different from his other work, so I'm excited to check this out and see, you know, how it is and how I like it. Because I read both of those and I liked them closer to when I was like 12 or so. Annexed, which is by Sharon Dogar, quite possibly one of the books in this pile that I'm most excited about. I can't wait to read this one. It looks really interesting and I've heard great things. Dust City, which is by Robert Paul Weston. I actually originally got 2 copies of this, but I knew of a blogger who really wanted to read this, so I sent it on to that person. But this is actually about the son of the big bad wolf, which I think is a really interesting premise. So I can't wait to read this one. And last, but most certainly not least, Sing Me to Sleep, which is by Angela Morrison. So yeah, I had a really awesome week this week. Thank you again to everyone who sent me books. I love you all dearly, and I owe you, you know, majorly. But anyways, that's it for me, and I can't wait to hear about what you guys got. Happy reading!